Hey guys, so I just got out of seeing Wicked for Good. Now, I did not expect to love the first movie as much as I did. I went in with expectations expecting it to be fine at best, but I was blown away by how good it was. It is one of the best movies I've seen in the last 10 years and is my second favorite musical movie of all time, as well as one of my favorite movies of all time, right behind La La Land, and I believe it is the best Broadway show to the big screen adaptation ever made. So I was very excited for this next half to come out since the last one was a masterpiece, and as you would expect, while not all the time, but most of the time, the reviews were not as good as the first reactions, which kind of concerned me going into this movie based on the main criticisms of the movie. I just came out of it, and I can say that all those things that people are criticizing about the movie is pretty obvious for me to see here. The songs aren't as catchy or memorable as in the first one. There's a few writing and pacing issues here and there, and the biggest problem is that a majority of the charm from the first movie is completely missing here, although it does kind of make sense because it's a much darker movie. But then about an hour into the movie, things really start to get engaging, the pacing really starts to pick up, the charm and humor starts to come back a little, and the movie takes a pretty dark turn. And the movie starts to get better and better over time, and by the end, you are left with a pretty satisfying conclusion, while not as satisfying as the first movie, of course. This is the movie that really dives heavily into the Wizard of Oz lore and explains a lot about why certain characters from that are the way they are and how they became it. And a majority of fans of the Broadway show will know exactly what I'm talking about. There are also some scenes in the movie where I was like, you are allowed to heavily imply or discuss that subject in a PG-rated movie. So overall, not bad, pretty great, 8 out of 10 for me. But don't go into it expecting another masterpiece like the first movie or expecting it to be a better movie. It's basically the same situation as for me liking the first part of the final Mission Impossible movie, and then the second part comes and I don't like it as much. Also, speaking of that, I was expecting a top 2 or 3 best movies of the year, but unfortunately, I don't think it's that good. So anyways, that wraps up my thoughts on Wicked for Good, and that'll do it for now, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.